वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यामुनतिरावनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30, The Activities of Prachatas, and Sloka number 36. Yatra Narayana Sakshad Bhagavan Nyasinam Gatihi Samstuyate Satkatasu Mukta Sangahi Punah Punah Yatra Narayana Sakshad Bhagavan Nyasinam Gatihi Samstuyate Satkatasu Mukta Sangahi Punah Punah Yatra Narayana Sakshad Bhagavan Nyasinam Gatihi Samstuyate Satkatasu Mukta Sangahi Punah Punah. Okay, we will continue with word to word meaning. Yatra, where, Narayanaha, Lord Narayana, Sakshat, directly, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nyasinam, of persons in the renounced order of life, Gatihi, the ultimate goal, Samstuyate, is worshipped, Satkatasu, by discussing the transcendental vibration, Mukta Sangahi, by those who are liberated from material contamination, Punah Punah, again and again. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: The Supreme Lord Narayana is present among devotees who are engaged in hearing and chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Narayana is the ultimate goal of sannyasis, those in the renounced order of life, and Narayana is worshipped through the Sankirtan movement by those who are liberated from material contamination. Indeed, they recite the holy name again and again. Purport: The Mayavadi sannyasis are missing the real presence of Narayana. This is because they falsely claim to be Narayana himself. According to the customary etiquette of Mayavadi sannyasis, they address one another as Narayana. To say that everyone is a temple of Narayana is correct, but to accept another human being as Narayana is a great offense. The conception of Daridra Narayan, poor Narayan, an attempt to identify the poor with Narayan, is also a great offense. Even to identify Narayan with demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva is an offense. Yastu Narayanam Deva Brahmarudradi Daivatahi Samatvenaiva Viksheta Sa Pashandi Bhavedruvam. One who considers Lord Narayana on the level with great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva is immediately listed among non-believers. The fact is that by performing Sankirtan Yajna, one can immediately please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Narayana himself descends and immediately is present. In this age of Kali, Narayana is immediately present in the form of Lord Chaitanya. Concerning Lord Chaitanya, Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32 states, Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yajnahi Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedasaha. In this age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. After all, human life is meant for pleasing Narayana, and this can easily be done by performing Sankirtan Yajna. Whenever there is congregational chanting of the holy name of Lord Gaura Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his incarnation as Lord Chaitanya immediately appears and is worshipped by Sankirtan Yajna. In this verse, it is said that Narayana is Nyasinam Gatihi, the ultimate goal of sannyasis. The goal of those who have renounced the material world is the attainment of Narayana. A Vaishnava sannyasi therefore dedicates his life to serving Narayana. He does not falsely claim to be Narayana. Instead of becoming nirvaira and non-envious of other living entities, one who tries to become Narayana becomes envious of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the attempt to become Narayana constitutes the greatest offense. Actually, when one chants or discusses the transcendental activities of the Lord, he immediately becomes non-envious. In this material world, everyone is envious of everyone else, but by vibrating or discussing the holy name of the Lord, one becomes non-envious and devoid of material hankering. Because of our envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we have become envious of all other living entities. When we are no longer envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there will be real peace, unity and fraternity in human society. Without Narayana or Sankirtan Yajna, there cannot be peace in this material world. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna. So it's a nice thing it is mentioned, Yatra Narayana Sakshat Bhagavan Nyasinam Gatihi. So like here Prabhupada makes a nice translation. I was just going through the translation a few times, seeing like where is the Sankirtan movement that is mentioned in the translation, in the shloka. So, but it is there. So we'll see. So here we see that wherever the Supreme Lord Narayana is present in place where there is chanting and hearing is going on. It's not just chanting; it's chanting and hearing. Both should be there. There's like one-way traffic is there, so only chanting and no hearing is there. So then the chanting is not very effective. So we should chant and hear. So both of these things are necessary. So to ourselves also, and when we assemble, and also like this is another, this one I saw, one devotee was explaining, the humility means when we sing kirtan, like when others sing, we should actually listen to others singing. Like if we ourselves singing and when others sing, so that time also we are singing. So that means like we are not very eager to hear the holy name. So we are only eager to chant, right? So we should be eager to chant and also we should be eager to hear. So both the things are very, very essential, to in the service of the Lord. And then here it is mentioned the various qualities of Narayana. So this Narayana is present where there is chanting and hearing is happening. And this Narayana, who is this Narayana? He is the ultimate goal of the sannyasis, those who are there in the renounced order of life. So why it is specifically mentioned? Because they have renounced everything and they don't have anything else. So now they have only one pointed focus, that is service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So rest everything they have renounced, but they have not renounced the Lord, So like, but Mayavadis, they renounce that also. So they renounce everything. And finally what they want to become, like they want to become zero, So they don't want to have anything, no possessions, and they just simply want to disintegrate themselves, disintegrate their identity, right? So that is like actually called real renunciation, because like sab kuch renounce kar diya. But then in Vaishnava, this one we understand that the real renunciation is renounce everything except Krishna. So that is real renunciation, So like kabhi joke marte hain devotees like, Prabhuji, main bhakti ko renounce kar diya, or I renounced to the renunciation, So like that. So then Narayana is worshipped in this Sankirtan movement by those who are liberated from material contamination. So if we see here, samstuyate, satkatasu. So samstuyate means like is worshipping. How they are worshipping? Satkatasu. Like by glorifying the Supreme Lord. We are actually performing the worship of the Supreme Lord. And who is doing this worship? Mukta Sangahi. So like people who are liberated. And according to Srila Prabhupada, those who are participating in Sankirtan movement, only they are liberated. At least at this point in time, right? So in Kali Yuga, so the Sankirtan movement is going on. And if anybody is part of this, only they are liberated, right? So like it is, Prabhupada is like adding the adjective, this Sankirtan movement, what is it? Narayana is worshipped through the Sankirtan movement by those who are liberated, from material contamination. So indeed, they recite the holy name again and again. So, punah punah. So, they again and again, sat kathasu punah punah. So, they keep glorifying the Lord again and again. They keep chanting the names of the Lord again and again. right? So that's the nice, very amazing translation. If not for Prabhupada's translation, directly Sanskrit, if we see, we will not get this much meaning actually. So this requires the explanation that is passed on in parampara. So that is why yesterday in one discussion we were discussing about this point, that whatever pleases to the Supreme Lord, if we render service that is offering pleasure to the Supreme Lord, so will it be called devotional service? Will it be called as bhakti? If you do something to the Lord and Lord becomes pleased, will it be called bhakti? Not until we, okay, so that is also one point. So there is many other aspects are there. So, and if we do something and if Lord becomes angry at that, will it be called bhakti? Will not called bhakti, no? So like when Chanur and Mustik was offering nice fight to the Lord was actually enjoying. He was having pleasure on that. So is that called bhakti? No, it is not called bhakti. And when Mother Yashoda was feeding Krishna and she wanted to put off the milk which was overflowing, and where she was planning to make sandesh and feed Krishna later on, and now she kept Krishna down, and Krishna was visibly angry, and he was like taking stones and throwing at the pots and breaking and doing ruckus in the house. So he was visibly angry about that particular thing. He was not at all satisfied with that. So but that is called as bhakti. So then how do we actually the definition of bhakti, it's an amazing definition of bhakti. Recently I was talking with Shyam Kun Prabhu, and he was actually he's doing comparative study, from Madhvacharya and Ramanacharya and Shankaracharya and all these things. And like at least from the Vaishnava distance, he was telling Prabhu, no Acharya has given such a definition of bhakti like our Rupa Goswami. He was like very nicely explaining. And Madhvacharya, his definition of bhakti is friendship. Like you have to develop friendship towards Krishna. That's like one particular rasa, and that like he just defines that as the bhakti. So and this one Rupa Goswami gives Annabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. So there's so much purport can be given on that. But we come to the last line. Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. So we should have a favorable attitude to serve Krishna, right? So, but even with the favorable attitude to serve Krishna, and Krishna become pleased or not pleased, it doesn't matter. So then koi bolenge like no, मैं टी चाय पी रहा हूँ, like no, भगवान को प्रसन्न देने के लिए. हालांकि वो कुछ नहीं है, but फिर भी like no, my attitude is to please Krishna. So just to please Krishna, I am drinking tea. Whether he is pleased or not, it doesn't matter. My attitude what is matters. So then the next to this one is Anushilanam. To follow in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. So that is very important. So if we follow in the footsteps of previous acharyas and we execute the instruction of the spiritual master, and then it doesn't matter if Krishna is pleased or not. I'm just executing the instruction of spiritual master. Spiritual master is pleased and the acharyas are pleased. Who cares whether Krishna is pleased or not? Kabhi pleased nahi hota hai. So just like Mother Yashoda, like she was doing her service and Krishna was not pleased. But that is called bhakti because she is doing. She's the topmost acharya for us. From there everybody follows. They set the benchmark. So these dear devotees of Krishna, so they set the benchmark. And sometimes their service to Krishna doesn't please Krishna. So, but it externally, but internally it pleases Krishna because both the aspects are there. So Krishna was very much pleased with Mother Yashoda that she was so much eager to secure the milk to cook something for him. But externally he was not very pleased. So in this way, we see that the pleasing Krishna is not just this one. So we have to follow in the footsteps of previous acharyas actually. From where does this point actually occur? Okay, so anyways, so this aspect of being in the Sankirtan movement and practicing this Krishna consciousness as given by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada's translation, we were talking about. So, the translation of Srila Prabhupada, it is not a speculation, it is not something poetic, exploration or something like that. So, he's been very, very faithful, to the previous acharyas. Whatever has been described by them, so he very faithfully has presented it. And in a nice way, this is also a very difficult task. To present all the different acharyas, they have multiple different viewpoints and things like that, and all of it is right. and to give it in a consistent way and in a digestible way, like, opposing views are also there. So, but all of them are right. It's very difficult to understand. All of them are right, and opposing views are there. So, like such things, Prabhupada has given very consistently, and he has very poetically like mixed, all of them in a nice way, and he has given. So, it's just like any food that you take, it is mixture of rice, dal, or like whatever food ingredients are there. So if somebody says it's just a mixture, right? Like, no, let's just put mix and then give something. So expertise of the cook is also necessary. Otherwise the ingredients will be there, but it will not be palatable to eat actually. So now Prabhupada has made this mixing in such a way that it is so palatable and so relishable. So amazingly he has just presented it. So now we see that Mayavadi sannyasis are missing the real presence of Narayan because they are like considering themselves to be Narayan, and they address each other, the sannyasis. Once they take sannyas, so that means they have become Narayan themselves now. So they are addressed as Namo Narayan and things like that. So even when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was having discussion with Prakashananda Saraswati. So that time, hearing his nice explanation and amazing, this one, like his amazing gesture and then his glow and things like that. So this Mayavadi sannyasis were telling like, you are Narayana himself. Then in the purport, Prabhupada writes, these rascals, they are thinking that, we are yet to become Narayan and you have become Narayan. And, so we are on the way. It is not that you are only Narayan. So, like that. So they have this conception that, the moment you take sannyas, you actually become Narayan. So this actually deprives, philosophically speaking, this is right, like we, some time back we had studied this particular phrase that, Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetara. So this material world is nothing but Bhagavan only. That's a Bhagavatam statement actually. Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetara. That means this material world is Bhagavan, and all this one manifestation of the Lord is the Lord. So there is that is a Vedic statement. So these people have taken it, but they have taken a Adha Pakka knowledge from the Vedas. So they have become oriented like with a with a partial knowledge of the Vedas, right? So they make that as the prime prime understanding, and they don't put other things, they don't give other things value. So Vaishnavas, they give equal value for all the Vedic statements. So but the Mayavadis, they give value for certain statements of Vedas. You see, living entity is also called as Bhagavan. In other place it is mentioned living entity is not Bhagavan also. So like Vaishnavas take Achintya, Bheda and Abheda, and they say here it is told this living entity is equal to Bhagavan, so he is equal to Bhagavan. Other statement, arey usko discount karo. This is the prime thing. This is, you have to see the scriptures through this way only, right? So they put certain statements of Vedas as Mahavakya and certain other statements of Vedas as not very important. So, but the Vaishnavas put all the statements of the Vedas on an equal footing and say here the Krishna is always celebrated as Bhagavan, so he is Bhagavan, undisputable. And living entity and the energies of Krishna, sometimes they are called as Bhagavan, sometimes they are not called as Bhagavan. Yeah, Achintya, Bheda and Bheda, both are there, So the equal weightage for all statements of Vedas is very essential, to come to this proper conclusion of the Vaishnava Siddhanta. So these Mayavadis, they put here it is told as Bhagavan, just usi ko focus karo, baki focus mat karo, So that is a very what is that? Ardha Kukuti Nyaya, just whichever portion is favorable for us, we'll take, So that is very, offensive actually. So here we see that, exclusively telling that a living entity or a demigod is equivalent to the Lord, it becomes an offense. But if we see the Achintya Bheda Bheda, like in the scriptures also, like in Bhagavatam itself, in many places, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma is addressed as Bhagavan, and they are given such glorification as if they are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so there, the Devatas, when they are glorifying a higher Devata, they have complete understanding that he is the representation of the Lord for us, and they are able to do a lot of functions which the Supreme Lord can function, which the Supreme Lord can do, and they are mentioning it like that. And they know that Narayana is there much beyond, but he is our representative and he can do, no, he is a Sakyavesh avatar and he can do like many things as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they call him Supreme Personality of Godhead. So understanding the Amsha which is there in him, so not the personality, not equating directly Brahma to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they have that understanding, and with that when they offer, so that becomes a proper glorification. But if the understanding is wrong, like if Brahma can become Supreme Personality of Godhead, I can also become, so what is stopping me, so then that becomes a Mayavad philosophy, right? So this representation or its connection, seeing the connection of the part and parcel, to the Supreme Lord, and seeing that how the Supreme Lord can act through a part and parcel, so that makes a proper understanding. And here we see that Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudraditaivatah Samat Venaiva Viksheta Sa Pashandi Bhavedruvam. One who considers Narayana on the level with great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva is immediately listed among the non-believers. So whenever this topic comes, like we also substantiate one more important concept. That concept is like Vaishnava Siddhanta is so complex, like this one, sometimes like living entity has to be seen as God, and sometimes he has to be seen as ordinary, not God, and he should be seen as part and parcel is one with the Lord, and it is equivalent to the Lord and not equivalent to the Lord. Mayavad philosophy is so easy. Just remove all anywhere, anything quality you see, it is Maya, and Nirguna is Brahman. It's so easy. This philosophy is so easy. It is, that is why like so easy, and also it's so like dear to the heart of the living entity. So they're envious of the Lord, and he's told that you are also Lord. तो अच्छा लगता है सुनने में बहुत अच्छा लगता है. So like सुनने के लिए अच्छा लगता है, और philosophy बहुत simple भी है, like इतना टेढ़ा मेढ़ा नहीं है, so बहुत आसान है. Like थोड़ा सा वेदों को like ट्विस्ट करना पड़ता है, बट अंडरस्टैंडिंग वाइज इट इज वेरी सिंपल. तो अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो बिठा दिया लाइक तुम भगवान है, एंड एंड wherever there is some quality is there, it is Maya. So like you just need to the matter of interpretation of the scripture now. So it is very easy, and Vaishnava Siddhanta appears to be very complex. क्या एटिकेट है, क्या ऑफेंस है, लाइक इतना कुछ सोचना पड़ता है. So how is it possible, like we tell that Vaishnava Siddhanta as a simple, and this what is that, Mayavad Siddhanta as the this one complex. So it is simple because the moment we get the Sukruti, the moment we get some devotional credits by rendering service to a Mahat, or we get some devotional credits, immediately this philosophy, it is not needed for us to like what is that, understand all this complexity. All of it will naturally be revealed to us, because the revelation is, how is the revelation? Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hai Andhakar, right? So now in this room there are so many things are there, some beadbacks are hanged haphazardly, and then some picture over here, and some like some altar with some carvings and things like that, like and the light is not there. How can I understand all these things, all these various things that are there? And even if I try to explain the whole architecture and the whole demography of this whole, or what do you call, I don't know, like the whole landscape of this room, it is very difficult to explain. It is very difficult to come to that exact understanding, like just by hearing the description, come to understand the exact description of the room. It's very difficult. But light switch on kar diya, तो सारा कुछ पता चल गया. In the same way, like Krishna consciousness is such thing that we get the mercy of the devotees, and then because of that the Lord starts revealing himself. Once the Lord starts revealing himself, everything becomes crystal clear. All the complexity becomes crystal clear because वही तो है उधर, so देखने में आसान होता है actually, So that is why Param Drushya Nivartate, or this particular aspect of like seeing the absolute truth, or like Krishna Surya Sama, right? So when Krishna appears, like Prabhupada gives this example, when the sun appears, we'll be able to see the sun and we'll be able to see all the objects. When the sun disappears, we'll not be able to see the sun, we'll not be able to see anything properly, right? So in the same way, when Krishna manifests in our heart, so then automatically we'll be able to have the darshan of the Lord, and we will be able to have a proper understanding of every entity in the whole creation, right? So all the philosophy, all the complexity, everything will become understood, just by this one activity of invoking the presence of the Lord, right? So the fact is that by performing Sankirtan Yajna, one can immediately please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. then Narayana himself descends and immediately is present, right? So when we perform the Sankirtan properly, like as given by Srila Prabhupada, as given by the Acharyas. So this is again important concept. So recently, like yesterday also we had discussion with some devotees. So this philosophy of Krishna consciousness, one group of people, so they have started preaching, saying that, what did your spiritual master do? He gave initiation to you, he went. No, what did your spiritual master do? So your Siksha Guru is there, he is there right present next to you, and he is guiding you everything, and he is everything to you. And he, like, you should worship him only and forget about your Diksha Guru. Don't even listen to his classes. Here only one person. This is a philosophy that is there. That person who was advocating this philosophy, now he is out of ISKCON. So I think we should take the name also, because he is now out of ISKCON, and it should be like, it should be made clear that we should not follow such people. So a great devotee in ISKCON who was very famous, Krishna Smaran Prabhu karke. So he was very, very famous, and IIT ka professor tha, and his advocation was like, here only one person. Don't even hear Prabhupada lectures. Here only one person, your Siksha Guru, that's all. Like that. So that's a very this one. And yesterday I was talking to one devotee who was affected by that, and who came here to Bangalore, and he's not able to understand ki kya chal raha hai idhar. From that group, he came out, and he's not able to relate with ISKCON at all. So this is a very major problem. So now they have taken Krishna conscious philosophy, they have taken Bhagavatam, they are speaking about Bhagavatam, they are giving a nice sadhana practice on the basis of Bhagavatam. And now, it is good, right? So they are reading from scriptures, and they are giving some sadhana based on the scriptures only. The problem is, it is not Anushilanam, it is not in the lines of the previous Acharyas. We have to understand the mood of the Sankirtan mission from the Acharyas, from the current link, right? So Prabhupada always used to say, from the current link, from Srila Prabhupada, we need to understand. So, and Prabhupada becomes the Acharya, there is a particular, this one, now the next spiritual master also can say, what can you understand Prabhupada? Now you understand Prabhupada through me only. No, not like that. So the Sampradaya Acharya means every single person who joins the Sampradaya, even 10,000 years later, he has a direct connection with the founder Acharya. That's a very, very important thing. And another, this one, I would not take the name of the person, because he is still there he or she is still there in ISKCON. So there, one group of devotees, they are not allowed to read Prabhupada books, saying that you are not qualified. You are not qualified to read Prabhupada books, you just hear your Siksha Guru. This is another form of this one. So this is a very scary thing actually. So Prabhupada, the GBC has given us this one. First 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years, put the person fully on Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Fully on Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Sometimes some group of devotees say no, Prabhupada Leelamrita is too high. No, you cannot read this one. So you have to read Leelamrita of somebody else. And things like that. So this is another major this one. These are all very serious problems. This one Prabhupada, we have to establish connection to Prabhupada. So overshadowing Prabhupada, or if you go to that group of devotees and you ask what do you feel about Prabhupada? Prabhupada to dur hai, I hear from my source of inspiration and things like that. So Prabhupada ka itna jyada inspiration nahi aata hai. So these are very serious problems actually. So we have to see that preaching has to be done as directed by Srila Prabhupada, as given by our superiors, in the guidelines that is given by ISKCON. So we have to follow it in that way, and we have to expose a newcomer. That is why this IDC course and all is made. So it is very clearly and very legibly it is mentioned. Any newcomer comes to ISKCON, so they should be put into the Srila Prabhupada's philosophy. They should be encouraged to hear Srila Prabhupada's lectures, and no other lectures and this one should be put inside. So they have to go through Srila Prabhupada's, they have to get exposed to Srila Prabhupada, and then they have to have a individual choice to choose their spiritual master. no, an intelligent and individual choice to choose their spiritual master. So it's a very, very important, no, aspect actually. So this, no, these are all some of the deviations. And another deviation is like, okay, Lord Chaitanya came to give Raga Bhakti. And in ISKCON, like, no, what we are doing? Vaidhi Bhakti. So, like, no, what is this? Where is Raga Bhakti in ISKCON? Where is this, like, worship of Sakhis? And where is the worship of Radharani? And where is, like, all this discussion of esoteric pastimes of the Lord? Where is all these things? So, it's a very important question. Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to distribute Raga Bhakti and you are not doing that. So, like, the point is that when we follow, no, Srila Prabhupada's this one, no, Srila Prabhupada's teachings, already like we are in Kali Yuga and we have a very, very reduced span of lifetime and we have a very reduced, what is that, we don't have sufficient capacities. And in fact, there is a Grantha Samadhi is there, no? Like in Vrindavan only, no? So Grantha Samadhi. So they wrote so many pastimes of the Lord, and then they thought कि like no Kaliyug Jiva ये सब पढ़ेगा like no खत्म हो जाएगा वो, and उसको समाधि करके चला गए, no acharyas. So now other things are there, but as we qualify, we should go to that. It is not without qualification we step onto that, it is equivalent to suicidal actually. So even within Srila Prabhupada's teachings, even if we are not touching other acharyas' works, it is nice to study them. So but even if we are not touching them, like if we just study Prabhupada's books, we have sufficient Prayojana literature, sufficient Prayojana writings in Srila Prabhupada's literature itself. And if somebody is qualified, so they can very well go and read the other acharyas' works, esoteric works and all. It's always there, but we need to qualify for that particular thing. Without qualification we enter into that, we'll commit suicide actually. So basically the Sankirtan movement is very nicely organized. So when we take part in the preaching mission, so we will automatically become purified, and as we purify, so our superiors will actually allow us to explore, allow us to go into those areas. So but without any instruction, without any permission, we just enter into those things, so then we will get into very serious problems. We will end up becoming sahajiya, right? So we should be very careful about all these particular aspects. So we should have faith. So Shraddha means to, like in the process from Shraddha to Prema. So Shraddha means, like, what is the essential understanding of Shraddha? The essential definition of Shraddha? Faith in scriptures, right? And faith in scriptures and faith in the words of the Acharya. So this should be there. So if we think that maybe Acharya has not given everything, or maybe he was not he was not having that level of understanding. उनका understanding थोड़ा था, like जितना हो सकता था वो दे दिया, उनका capacity में जितना था वो दे दिया बेचारा, so then like we are not having sufficient faith that Acharya will take me back to Godhead. Acharya will help. Acharya can do everything needed for me. So I don't have sufficient faith in the Acharya. So then it becomes a problem. We will not be able to like cross over the ocean of material existence. Krishna is not going to come and save us. It is Srila Prabhupada is going to save us, right? So it is very, very important. So now we see that like in terms of worshipping the Supreme Lord, Lord Sri Chaitanya. So Srila Prabhupada is quoting this particular thing, like Yajna Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Sumedasah. So like we have to worship this Supreme Lord, like nice pastime of Sachimata is there. So where Sachimata is offering Bhoga to Krishna and Balram, and this one Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu, like when they were small, like she's seeing that these were going and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they are going and eating the Bhoga offered to like Krishna and Balram, and there is a fight between Krishna, Balram and Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, and there is Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, Nityananda Prabhu actually says, you see, like आपका कृष्णा का टाइम खत्म हो गया, अभी हमारा चैतन्य है, उनका टाइम चल रहा है अभी, so it is very nice that now the Lord is currently manifesting his pastimes as no, Lord Chaitanya. No, somebody may say like that is also over 500 years. No, currently Lord Chaitanya is manifesting his pastimes. All these preaching activities that we are doing, it's actually a pastime of Lord Chaitanya. And if we are able to have a proper service in preaching mission, that means we are inside the inside the Chaitanya Leela actually. So, no, that is the amazing thing. And Chaitanya Leela is non-different from no Krishna Leela. So we are actually are able to get into the Leela of the Lord. No, it is not some like Leela khatam ho gaya, abhi wo Leela ko hum prachar kar rahe. No, it is not like that. We are actually are able to become a part of the Leela of the Lord. No, it is a very amazing this one, right? So this is the amazing aspect. When the Lord comes, he gives the subject matter for us to discuss, and he creates a channel through which we get bona fide service, right? So without bona fide service, we cannot become purified. Without bona fide service, we cannot expect to go closer to the Lord. Because we are servants and we need to have a bona fide service to relate with the master, right? So that is how this nice service is created to us, and the preaching mission. And on the order of our superiors, we go and preach, and then when we do these preaching activities, then the Lord becomes satisfied because we have direct connection. That's the direct way of accessing the Lord. It is not like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there so long, and a lot of disciplic succession has happened, and now also spiritual master is there, and then finally our authority gives service and things like that. मैं तो भगवान से बहुत दूर हूँ, so scriptures actually talk. This is called as the direct connection with the Lord, and if we directly go in front of the Lord, that is बहुत दूर है. Lord is not going to even look at us actually. So if we have the direct connection to the Lord through the parampara, and we get service through the parampara, so then it becomes a direct connection, and we will be able to please the Lord, and we'll be able to make advancement. So, and then it is mentioned that in this verse it is said that Narayana is Jnasinam Gatihi. So he is the Gati. We chant this very wonderful prayer. So even in our daily prayer, there is so much of Prayojana prayers are there. So the Shayana Arti, what we sing is Radha Krishna Pranamore Jugala Kishore. In this, if you see, if you study the whole prayer, it's all about the Leela of the Lord. And when will I be able to make nice garlands to the Lord, and when I offer, when will I be able to offer them, and when will I be able to make tambul and then offer to Radha and Krishna, and when will I be able to personally offer chamar, and that time I will take the beautiful darshan of their lotus faces and things like that. So this is all prayojana actually. We are not qualified, but still it is given in our daily program. So we do know this particular aspect. So now we see Jnasinam Gati, what is that? What is the second line? Jivane Marane Gati, so that same Gati, Aranahi Mora. So I don't have anything else apart from, so the Supreme Lord, I have my Krishna as the only goal. I don't have anything else apart from Krishna as my goal. So this is a very essential thing, and every day we can actually try to practice towards this direction. So it is what is a practice? Our chanting of the names of the Lord. And then if our Gati is only Krishna, so we will be able to hear the names of Krishna very clearly. But if our Gati is not that, Krishna bhi chahiye, thoda bahut मैं जो बाकी चीज़ों भी होना चाहिए, and preaching में भी success होना चाहिए, इसमें भी होना चाहिए, उसमें होना चाहिए. So then the goal is not only Krishna, right? So goal is only Krishna means Krishna, service is given to me, the preaching service, it is meant to please you. And finally, you are my only Gati. Why I'm doing all these things? Just to please you, and just to have your remembrance, and just to be attached to you. And I just simply want to focus on you, and the details of it, what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, Matta Smriti Jnanam Apohanam, so you will reveal, and throughout the day is there for service. I will tax my brain to use all these things. But now, I want to focus on you, because only for you I am doing all this service. Only for you I am doing all this preaching. And only to please you, I am doing everything that I am doing. And now I want to be focused, in chanting your names. Now I want to be just think of you, and just hear your names. And this is also an instruction given to me by my spiritual master. And I just want to be fully focused on this particular service, that is there in front of me. So in this way, we should try to see, when we perfect this thing, so when we are able to hear nicely the holy name, So welcome, you can take sannyas. Nyasinam gati. You have come to the perfect platform to take sannyas actually, right? So then a Vaishnava sannyasi is therefore dedicates the life for serving Narayana. He does not falsely think himself to be Narayana. And this non-envious nature, it's very nice, it is mentioned. Nirvaira, Nirvaira means being non-envious. This Mayavadi sannyasi, so Nirvaira is one of this one, not to hurt any living entity, right? And then the sannyasis practice this quality. And this Mayavadi sannyasi, he is not hurting any living entity, but like by calling himself Narayana, he has become envious on the Supreme Lord himself. And Prabhupada says, if you become envious on Supreme Lord, it is equivalent to become envious on every living entity. तो इतना केयरफुल है किसी का ऊपर एनवियस नहीं होना चाहिए, सब क्वालिटी छोड़ दिया, सब काम छोड़ दिया, एंड फाइनली he has become envious on the Lord, and in that way he has become envious on all the living entities. So what is that? Deposit lost in the descent. So in that way, like we see that it in a wholesome way they become materialist. So Mayavadis are high class materialist, right? So they are not like sometimes. Transcendentalist means they, what is that? There is a different definition for transcendentalist. So transcendentalist means like some people are aspiring to go beyond the material nature. So that is, if we have that as the defining factor, so then Mayavadis also can be sometimes called as transcendentalists. But if the goal that they are going to attain, what they are going to attain, so then if we see that way, Mayavadis are the biggest materialist, So Prabhupada says this is the last snare of Maya, So Mayavada is the last snare of Maya. They are the biggest materialist. If we have that, what they are going to actually attain, after all their practice, they are going to become stones, So so why they become stones? They become living stones. And the Vishnu Murti, to carve Vishnu Murti, you need to have living stones. So those living stones are taken and Vishnu Murti is carved, and usko Narayana banna tha, like ban gaya abhi, like mandir mein khada kar diya, khada ho jao, abhi worship hoga unko. And Lord Narayana also will reside there and receive the worship. And this living entity who wanted to become Narayana, to usko bhi acha lag raha hai ki like mera puja ho raha hai. So like that. So in that way, like the Mayavadis, they finally become like a stone, So they become the biggest materialist actually, rather than becoming transcendentalist. So when we are no longer envious of Supreme Personality of Godhead, there will be real peace, unity and fraternity in human society. Without Narayana or Sankirtan Yajna, there cannot be peace in this material world. So Prabhupada is very confident in this Kali Yuga. If we want to invoke the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is only through the Sankirtan mission, right? So only through the Sankirtana. So like here it is mentioned that Yatra Narayana Sakshad. So where the Lord Narayana is Sakshad present. So Prabhupada is saying like, he's giving clear purport that don't think in any other way you can actually invoke the Lord, only through Sankirtan mission, right? So without Narayana or Sankirtan Yajna, there cannot be peace in this material world. So it is by the Sankirtan mission so that we are going to bring about or we are going to invoke the presence of the Lord. Once the Lord is present, then like Krishna Surya Sama, like everything becomes illuminated. So the brotherhood or like relationship with other living entities, relationship with other energies of the Lord, everything becomes proper and pakka, because like the clarity comes, the light actually emerges. So then immediately like we get the clarity, So if we don't do Sankirtan, if we are not taking part in the mission of Sankirtan, so then we will be in darkness and we will study scriptures and we will try to concoct some particular different ways of this one. Maybe in some other class I will mention. So another argument of these people is that like Prabhu, these deviant people, till now I am not convinced that they are deviant. So but these people, like when they perform their sadhana and their followers and all, they are amazing sadhana Prabhu, like they are so strict about their principles and things like that, and they are like, they look like they are glowing actually, so and things like that. So in that group which I was mentioning, if you have to become a Bhakti Viksha leader or any leader, so one qualification is that there should be some glow should come from your face. That was one of the qualifications to become a Bhakti Viksha leader. तो devotee fair and lovely लगाने लग जाएंगे, या नहीं तो कुछ light setup करके आएंगे ना. So it is temporarily possible, if we see like an impersonalist, a yogi who's not a devotee of the Lord, who forcibly tries to meditate on the Lord, and he also can manifest glow. And if a devotee also becomes like that, he forcibly chants the names of the Lord, forcibly applies himself to this principles of getting up early in the morning, cleanliness and things like that, definitely glow will come. Real glow, spiritual glow will come. That glow is of no use actually. No, it cannot give it cannot guide us back to Godhead. No, if you want only glow, light जल जाएगा, उसके लिए क्यों इतना मेहनत करके इतना स्ट्रगल क्यों कर रहे हो? लाइट ऑन कर दो ना, ग्लो आ जाएगा. इतना मेहनत करके ग्लो लेके आने की क्या जरूरत है? So but real glow comes. No, real glow comes. No, even if you forcibly try to apply yourself to the practice of Krishna consciousness, not in a way, following the footsteps of previous acharyas, you can manage to bring some glow. No, that is possible. ठीक है. So it's 9:30. Time is up. So we will. 9:30 is our time up. So we can have question answers in the prasadam time. Hare Krishna. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.